$500 bond. Your next court date in this matter will be April 7th at 8:30 in Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. The reason you're here now is the county attorney's office filed a direct complaint against you. It's alleged that on May 6th of 2022, you committed the offenses of possession of narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony, possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. The warrant was issued on January 6th of 2023 with a $500 bond. Let me get this matter up here. Public Defender's Office appointed to represent you. Next court date, April 3rd at 8:30 Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. And your order is right over there.
When will it be?
What's that?
When will it be?
When will it be? Everything I told you is printed on that form we gave you.
Oh.
All right? All right, Antron Petty.
Yes, sir, Mr. Keefe.
Okay, full name, date of birth, please.
I said Keefe. I meant Skiff.
I'm sorry. Full name, date of birth.
Full name, Antron Nicholas Petty. Date of birth, August 2nd, 2001.
All right. You were arrested yesterday, charged with failing to obey a police officer, a Class 2 misdemeanor, and failing to follow a police officer's commands under the circumstances, a Class 2 misdemeanor. I'm setting a $50 bond in this case. Your next court date will be April 2nd at 1 p.m. in North Mesa Justice Court. Make sure you show up, all right?
And April 2nd will be Monday?
Let me see. It said April 2nd. Yeah, Monday. All right, go.
All right.
All right. Kelly Higgins. Full name, date of birth, ma'am. Full name, date of birth.
Kelly Renee Higgins, 21385.
All right, ma'am. You were arrested yesterday and charged with possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6. I appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. I am releasing you on what we call supervised release to appear in Superior Court, downtown Phoenix on April 11th at 8:30. On your paperwork, it has a phone number for pretrial services. Within a few days of your release, call that number, touch base with them, okay?
Okay, so I'm going to be released today?
You're being released, yes.
Thank you.
There you go. Your order right over there. All right, Dion Combs. Oh, God, sit in this chair. I fell out of it. It's too slick. Let's see if I can pull my way. This feels so very easy. Full name, date of birth.
Dion Montel Combs, April 1st, 1979.
All right, Mr. Combs. You are here on warrants that were issued out of Texas. On November 26th of this year, 2 warrants were issued. Let's see here. One charges, I think, let's see here. Let me pop that up. This one charges you with theft of property. The first one, a $1,000 bond was set on it. It was issued on November 26th. And the other one was issued on the same date, time, and place. And it was here we go. Charges you with credit card, debit card abuse. And a $1,500 bond was set in that case. Did you read the paperwork we gave you?
Yes, sir.
All right. Your options are you can waive extradition. You will be held without bond for up to 30 days, day one being tomorrow. And if Texas hasn't picked you up on the 31st day, you'll be released. If you don't want to waive extradition, I'm going to affirm the amount of the bonds that were set. And the states of Texas and Arizona have up to, I think it's 60 days to complete revocation proceedings. The only thing they have to prove is, number one, there's a warrant issued for your arrest, and number two, you're the person named in the warrant. That's it. If you don't want to waive extradition, you can you can post the bond that I'm going to set, which is, what did I tell you? In one case, it's 1,000. The other case is 1,500, and be released. But you need to show up for the court appearances that will be in this case, and the court appearance will be. Your next court appearance will be on April 7th at 1:30 in Superior Court, downtown Phoenix. Do you know what you want to do?
Okay. The second option you said was not waive it, and I could post it.
You can post $2,500 bond.
Yeah, I'm not gonna waive it.
You're not going. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I will go ahead. Does not waive. Let me see, is available as a matter of right. This is the 30, okay, number 39, available as a matter of right. Secured appearance bond, which was $1,500. Whoops, why didn't that take time?
Hey, Your Honor.
Yes.
You said these charges are stemming from Texas?
Yes.
My court date is here for something?
Well, yes, because you're in custody until you post the bond, but April 7th will be your next court date in this matter, whether you post the bond or not. If you post the bond, make sure you show up.
Yes, sir.
It'll be a total of $2,500 in bonds. Hold on, let me get this. You don't waive. Okay. All right. Just have a seat over there and we'll give you a copy of your warrant in just a minute. I mean, the order. Weldon Haney. Mr. Haney, full name, date of birth, please.
Weldon Ernest Haney, 42659.
All right, you are here on a warrant that was issued on March 17th out of the state of Colorado.
State of Colorado?
Colorado, I think, CO, I think, is what's here. There's a copy. When we get these abstracts, they don't, they just have an abbreviation for the court, and I thought I saw a CO. The county, it's the county of Canyon. Does that ring a bell?
That's Idaho.
Or is it Illinois? No,
Idaho.
Illinois Avenue. Huh?
Idaho?
You don't know?
I said Idaho.
Idaho. Okay, it could be. I don't see Idaho's name here, but when we get the abstracts, it basically tells us the date of the warrant, the amount of the bond, the nature of the charge, and in this case, there was a bond set of $150,000. Did you hear what I told the last defendant who was in front of me?
Well, I'm not sure I understand all this.
Well, okay. Did you read the paperwork we gave you?
No, I could not read it completely because I do not have my glasses. They would not return to me, so I could read.
All right. Let me tell you briefly, you're not entitled to have an attorney appointed to represent you because extradition is a civil proceeding. You can hire your own, or if there's somebody else you can talk to, feel free to do it. The only thing they have to do to extradite you is prove two things. There's a valid warrant, and number two, you're the person named in the warrant. If you waive extradition, you'll be held without bond for up to 30 days, day one being tomorrow, and the requesting state has 30 days to pick you up. If they haven't picked you up within 30 days, on day 31, we will release you, but the warrant will still be out there. If you don't waive extradition, the requesting states have, I believe it's up to 60 days, I don't know, was it 60 or 90 days now for some crazy reason, I forgot. You'll be held for the amount of the arrest warrant, and the states of requesting state and Arizona, they only have to prove two things. Number one, there's a warrant. Number two, you're the person named in the warrant. So, and if you don't know what you want to do, you don't have to make a decision today. You'll have another court date let's see, let me get the list. Your next court date will be April 7th at 1:30 in Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. You can talk to the judge then. You can decide either you want to waive or you don't then also. But today, if you don't know what you want to do, I'm just going to put you do not want to waive. And then on the next court date, which is roughly a week, it's a little over a week from now. Yeah. You can make a decision then. All right.
Okay. Now I'm a little confused.
You what?
I said I'm a little confused about. You said you're going to put that I don't want to waive. Which one?
Well, there aren't any easy options. Okay.
No, okay. I'm just trying to.
If you waive extradition, that means you don't want to fight it. You'll be held without bond.
Okay.
For up to 30 days. Day one being tomorrow. If they haven't picked you up within the 30-day period, on day 31, you'll be released by us, but the warrant will still be outstanding. That happens occasionally, but not very often. If you want to waive extradition, you'll be held. If you waive extradition, you'll be held without bond until they either pick you up or the 31st day occurs and we release you. If you don't want to waive extradition, you're going to be held for on the bond amount that was set until the extradition proceedings take place. They're pretty simple. All they have to do is prove valid warrant. You're the person named in the warrant. And I believe that's up to 60 days. Was it 60 days? Yeah. 60 days. All right? But you'll be held on a $150,000 bond.
Yeah. When was this warrant was issued?
What?
I said, when was the warrant issued?
It was issued on March 17th. According to the abstract that I have.
I'm sort of puzzled, but well, I guess that's not for here, because I talked to a deputy sheriff, called me on the phone around that date and said he had some paperwork they were trying to serve me with, and I said, okay, I'll be home on the 8th of April.
And so I was to tell you,
surprised about any of it. I didn't know nothing about this.
Okay. Well, they didn't probably if they told you they had a warrant for your arrest.
They didn't say that.
Well, I know, but if they told you that, what would have happened?
I would have drove home.
Well, okay, but I'm telling you that a lot of people would flee, and they don't more often than it's convenient. So. Anyway, it says here the date of the warrant was on March 17th of 2025. The offenses were lewd and lascivious acts with a minor, and that's probably why they set the bond high. They frequently do in those cases. And I don't know what else to tell you.
Okay.
Except that if you don't know what you want to decide, I'm going to just put, at this time, you don't want to waive, and the bond of $150,000 will be set, and at your next court date, you can change your mind, okay?
Okay, now, does the 30 days start tomorrow then?
Day one is the next day, tomorrow.
Okay.
You want to waive?
Well, that's why I'm confused. Don't waive and waive. What if
you waive, you'll be held without bond until they pick you up.
Okay.
They have 30 days to do that.
I'd be held without bond until they pick me up.
And if they haven't picked you up within the 30-day period, day one being tomorrow, on day 31, you'll be released, but the warrant will still be out there.
Okay, well, I guess I haven't talked to the attorney or nothing, but
I know, and I want to make sure that I need to know whether you're making
the warrant will still be out there.
Informed decision. And if you have questions and you don't understand what we're doing, I have a docket I have to get on, and I have to go get off the bench in a hurry. So I will just put, you don't waive at this time. I'll set the $150,000 bond, and your next court date will be April 7th, and then you can do whatever you want then, okay?
Well, they can come and get me. That's what I'm saying. I don't... Well, don't waive and waive is what's got me confused.
For them to pick you up without you posting a bond, you're going to have to waive extradition. That means you'll be held without bond until they pick you up.
Okay.
Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, has anybody promised you anything that we haven't talked about to get you to waive?
No, I just don't really know what to do.
Has anybody threatened you in any way to get you to waive?
No, not that I know.
Do you have any questions about anything that we've talked about concerning what your rights are and what the conditions are concerning either waiver or choosing to fight it? Do you have any questions about that?
Well, I'm confused, but no, not really. I guess I don't.
If you have any questions,
I just wanted to get it over with.
Well, okay. So you're telling me that you don't have any questions. You understand that if you waive extradition, you're going to be held without bond for up to 30 days. And if they haven't picked you up on the 31st day, you'll be released, but the warrant will still be out there.
Okay.
You understand that?
Yes.
All right. I find this a knowing, intelligent, and voluntary waiver, and I'm going to accept your waiver. You'll be held without bond until they pick you up, day one being tomorrow. All right? Good luck. All right. Yeah, hold on. We'll just, you need to sign something.
Okay.
Here. Yeah, the waiver, you need to sign it, and I need to see it before we conclude with your case. Is this Brian Jones? It's got a red cross on it. What's the situation?
He's still in the hospital. He's intubated.
He's in the hospital?
Yes.
He can't be brought here?
No, he's intubated.
Okay.
So he's going to be there for a while.
All right. All right, I will. got the guy in the hospital here. I'm going to modify this order. Why? What happened? It hasn't been signed yet. You know, the amount of the warrant in this case was $50. How do you spell that? Intubated?
How you spell it?
Yeah. INTUBATED? Is that right? You think so? I forgot to put the L on hospital. Is there anything else I should add other than defendant is intubated at a hospital and unable to appear in court? That's good enough. All right. We'll send him for another. All right. Now the house calls. Number 8.
One actual.
We have one more person. Oh, I'm sorry. This is. Batista Cortez. All right. Full name, date of birth, please.
Joe Smart Cortez Bautista, December 22nd, 1997.
All right, Mr. Cortez, you are here on a grand jury arrest warrant that was issued on March 25th. You have been charged with, let me get that up here. 5 counts of sexual conduct with a minor, Class 2 felonies, 5 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor, Class 2 felonies, 2 counts of transferring or selling drug to a minor, Class 2 felonies, 2 counts of public sexual indecency, Class 5 felonies, 1 count of possession of narcotic drugs, a Class 5 felony, and 2 counts of providing a liquor to a minor, a misdemeanor. The public defender's office appointed to represent you. This is a grand jury arrest warrant that was issued on March 25th with a cash-only $750,000 bond. As I said, I appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Your next court date, well, let me see here. Hold on, let me edit this. future, if you're released, you'll be subject to electronic monitoring. You're not to have any conduct with minors. At this stage, none. And you are prohibited from accessing through the internet. No exceptions. Let me see. There you go. And your next court date will be in Superior Court, downtown Phoenix, on April 4th at 8:30. At that time, you will probably meet with the attorney who's appointed to represent you through the public defender's office. Let me make sure this is clear. Yeah, there you go. We'll give you your order in just a minute. Okay? All right, house calls. Eileen Olson, number 8 and 37. She was arrested. Yesterday, charged with 1 count of possession of narcotic drugs, a class 4 felony, 3 counts of possession of drug paraphernalia, class 6 felonies. Public defender's office appointed a representative, a $1,000 bond is set. Next court date, April 3rd at 8:30, Superior Court, downtown Phoenix. She also has another case pending. She's on felony probation, and the probation department has requested that a hold be placed on her. A $500 bond is set in the probation violation matter. Next court date will be April 3rd at 8:30, and at a revocation arraignment hearing in the Superior Court, downtown Phoenix. Derek Gladden. Has 4 cases here. He was previously charged with unlawful means of transportation as a passenger, a class 6 felony, and a form of trespass, a misdemeanor. A status conference was scheduled on December 23rd. When he didn't show up, they issued a warrant for his arrest with a $500 bond. Next court date now April 3rd at 8:30, Superior Court, downtown Phoenix. A probation violation arrest warrant was issued on January 9th with a $250 cash-only bond. Next court date, the revocation arraignment hearing, April 1st at 9 a.m. Then the reason we had him here today is he was arrested on charges of, let me get the right case here, aggravated robbery, a class 3 felony, aggravated assault, a class 3 felony. I appoint the public defender's office to represent him. A $5,000 secured appearance bond is set. Next court date, April 3rd at 8:30 in Superior Court, downtown Phoenix. And lastly, he has a arrest warrant at a surprise municipal court for failing to appear on a reckless driving charge. The warrant was issued January 7th with a $500 bond. Next court date, April 1st at 1:30 in a surprise municipal court. Sean Cole. Was arrested yesterday, charged with aggravated assault with a deadly or dangerous weapon, a class 2 felony. Public defender's office appointed to represent him. A $15,000 bond is set. Next court date, April 3rd at 8:30, Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. Mr. Cole also has a warrant out of El Mirage Municipal Court for failing to appear on a shoplifting charge. The warrant that was issued on June 3rd of 2021 with a $500 bond. Next court date, April 1st at 8 a.m. Antron Petty. Let's see, 41, 42. Has a citation at a Goodyear Municipal Court for failing to appear on a speeding charge. It was issued July 25th of last year. $500 bond. And next court date will be a $500 bond is set. I'm affirming the bond April 2nd at 8:30 in Goodyear Municipal Court. And then yesterday, I believe he was, arrested, charged with failing to obey a police officer, a misdemeanor. A $50 bond is set in that case. The next court date will be in North Mesa Justice Court, April 2nd at 1 p.m. And lastly, there's more here. Scott Smith, 9 or 10. Mr. Smith has a no bond arrest warrant for violating conditions of probation that was issued on March 11th. His next court date will be a revocation arraignment hearing, April 3rd at 8:30, Superior Court, downtown Phoenix. And then he was arrested, and charged with, and I think he was picked up yesterday, failing to change address, his address as a sex offender, Class 4 felony, and aggravated assault, a Class 6 felony. Public Defender's Office appointed to represent him. A $1,000 bond is set. April 3rd at 8:30, Superior Court, downtown Phoenix is his next court date in that matter. Now, that's everybody, right? Yes.
All right, can the interpreter hear me? All right, suppose you haven't switched me over yet?
Yes, good morning.
Hi, good morning. Okay, this is the 11 a.m. initial appearance calendar for March 28th, 2025.
Esta es la lista de causas de comparecencia inicial del viernes 28 de marzo del 2025.
The court orders for the taking of fingerprints and DNA samples made on the 2 a.m. calendar will also apply to these hearings.
La orden de huellas dactilares y análisis de ADN que se hicieron a las 2 de la mañana van a aplicar a todas estas audiencias también.
I meant to say on the first calendar of the month.
Quise decir lo que se hizo en el día primero del mes.
All right, Mr. Carrera Ojeda, will you please come to the podium?
Señor Carrera Ojeda, pase al estrado.
After that, Mr. Cruz Garcia, will you go wait at the chair just inside the door?
Y señor Cruz García, siéntese en la silla que está justo a la puerta.
All right, sir. Let's start with your full name and your date of birth, please.
Señor, deme su fecha de nacimiento y su nombre completo, por favor.
10-2000 o Axel Manuel Carrero Ojeda.
Axel Manuel Carrero Ojeda, 10-2000. En español, por favor, señor.
Okay.
And, sir, do you want to use the interpreter?
¿Necesita intérprete usted? ¿Quiere?
Sí, por favor. Lo que pasa es que pues mi fecha de nacimiento sí la conozco en inglés.
Yes, I do need one. I just happen to know my date of birth in English.
No problem. Sir, you've been arrested on a warrant.
No hay problema. Señor, usted lo detuvieron por una orden de arresto.
Sí, señora.
You've been charged
Yes,
in this state with the following crimes.
Lo acusaron de los siguientes delitos en este estado.
Burglary in the first degree, a class 2 felony.
Entrada ilícita con fines delictivos de primer grado, delito de categoría 2.
2 counts of kidnapping as class 2 felonies.
2 puntos acusatorios por secuestro, delitos de categoría 2.
2 counts of armed robbery as class 2 felonies.
2 puntos acusatorios por robo a mano armada, delito de categoría 2.
2 counts of aggravated robbery, class 3 felonies.
2 puntos acusatorios por robo con agravante, delitos de categoría 3.
3 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument. Those are class 3 felonies.
3 puntos acusatorios por agresión agravada con arma mortífera o arma de fuego, delitos de categoría 3.
And 1 count of assault, a class 3 misdemeanor.
Y 1 punto acusatorio por agresión, que es una falta de categoría 3.
All of these are alleged to have occurred on January 17th of 2025.
Todos estos se asevera ocurrieron el 17 de enero del 2025.
The court is appointing a lawyer for you in this case.
Le estoy nombrando a un abogado para su caso.
Your next court date is an arraignment hearing next Friday, April 4th at 8:30 in the morning.
Su siguiente audiencia es una audiencia de vistas el día 4 de abril, que es viernes a las 8:30 de la mañana.
The date and the court address are on your paperwork.
El domicilio, así como la fecha, están incluidos en los documentos que le van a dar.
This court affirms the bond in your case at $500,000 cash only.
Voy a confirmar la fianza que está fijada en su caso de $500,000 en efectivo.
You have other conditions that are imposed on you in this case.
¿Tiene otras medidas cautelares que ya se le habían fijado en su caso?
They are on your paperwork, but they include the following.
Están en sus documentos, pero incluyen lo siguiente.
Whether you are in or out of custody, you may have no contact with any alleged victim, arresting officer, or co-defendant.
Esté detenido o salga en libertad, tiene prohibido tener cualquier tipo de contacto con las víctimas, los coacusados o los policías que lo detuvieron.
No weapons.
No puede portar ningún arma.
You may not leave the state of Arizona without the court's permission.
No puede salir del estado de Arizona a menos que el tribunal le dé permiso.
And you must surrender any passports that you have at your next court date.
Y en su siguiente audiencia tiene que entregar cualquier pasaporte que tenga.
We need to reprint your paperwork because I had an error on it. Once we have it reprinted, we'll send it out to you if you head out to your left.
No pudimos imprimir sus documentos. En cuanto estén listos, se los vamos a llevar. Puede salir a su izquierda.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Mr. Rosas, Paulo Rosas.
Señor
I'm sorry,
Rosas.
Mr. Cruz.
Perdón.
Mr. Cruz Garcia, if you'll come in, and then Mr. Rosas, if you'll hold the chair.
Puede pasar el señor Cruz García y el señor Rosas puede pasar a la silla.
Hello, sir. May I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Hola, señor. Su nombre completo y fecha de nacimiento, por favor.
Rubén Salvador Cruz García, 9 de octubre del 1990.
All right, thank you. Counsel, did you want? I apologize. Go ahead. Sorry.
Rubén Salvador Cruz García, October 9th, 1990.
Did you want to appear on this?
Your Honor, I'm just here for 16 and 33. Thank
Va a
you.
comparecer en este, nada más estoy para el 16 y 33.
In 16, defense counsel requested a move to the 2 p.m. because they had a conflict.
Right.
Esto no es de su caso, señor.
And
Understood.
what's the name on 33? Okay, fine, thank you. Okay, all right, great, okay.
Thank you, Your
All right. Mr. Cruz Garcia, you have been arrested on the following allegations.
Señor Cruz García, lo detuvieron por las siguientes acusaciones.
Possession of narcotic drugs for sale, a Class 2 felony.
Tenencia de droga narcótica para la venta, delito categoría 2.
Transportation for sale or sale of narcotic drugs, also a Class 2 felony.
Por tenencia o transporte para la venta de droga narcótica, también delito de categoría 2.
Possession of narcotic drugs as a Class 4 felony.
Tenencia de droga narcótica, delito de categoría 4.
And possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony.
Y tenencia de arminículos para consumir drogas, delito de categoría 6.
Your next court date is a status conference on April 3rd at 8:30 in the morning.
Su siguiente audiencia es una audiencia de actualización el 3 de abril a las 8:30 de la mañana.
Your preliminary hearing will be April 7th at 8:30.
Su audiencia preliminar será el 7 de abril a las 8:30.
The dates and the court address are on your paperwork.
La fecha y el domicilio del tribunal para presentarse están en los documentos que le van a dar.
You have a $50,000 cash only appearance bond.
Tiene una fianza de $50,000 en efectivo para asegurar comparecencia.
And written conditions you're ordered to comply with.
Y tiene condiciones escritas que está obligado a cumplir con ellas.
Those include no weapons and no drugs without a valid prescription.
Eso incluye que no puede tener armas y no puede tener ninguna droga a menos que sea medicina con receta.
Your complete orders are in writing. If you'll step to your left, the officer has your copy. Thank you.
Puede pasar a su izquierda, todas las órdenes están por escrito en sus documentos, ahí se las van a entregar puede pasar a la izquierda.
Mr. Rosas?
Sí. Señor Rosas.
Hello, sir. May I have your full name and date of birth?
Hola, señor, ¿me puede dar su nombre completo y fecha de nacimiento?
Pablo Rosas, 81865.
Pablo Rosas, 81865.
All right, thank you. You've been arrested on the following accusation.
Gracias, señor. Lo detuvieron por las siguientes acusaciones.
Fraudulent schemes, a Class 2 felony.
Por actos fraudulentos, es un delito de categoría 2.
And organized retail theft of merchandise, a Class 4 felony.
Y por robo organizado de mercancía, delito de categoría 4.
There is probable cause for these crimes, and I am appointing a lawyer to represent you in this case.
Existen motivos fundados para haberle levantado las acusaciones. Le estoy nombrando un abogado para que lo represente en su caso.
Your next court date will be a status conference on April 11th, which is 2 weeks from today at 8:30 in the morning.
Su siguiente audiencia es una audiencia de actualización que va a ser el 11 de abril en 2 semanas más a las 8:30 de la mañana.
Your preliminary hearing is scheduled for April 15th at 8:30 in the morning.
Su audiencia preliminar está programada el 15 de abril a las 8:30 de la mañana.
The dates and the court address are on your paperwork.
El domicilio del tribunal, así como las fechas de sus audiencias, van a estar en los documentos que le van a dar.
And you qualify for release on your own recognizance in this case.
Usted califica para darle libertad bajo palabra en su caso.
You have written orders that you must comply with.
Tiene usted medidas cautelares, son órdenes que tiene que cumplir.
They are on your paperwork and they include the following.
Están en sus documentos e incluyen lo siguiente.
You may not go to the scene of the alleged crimes,
No puede volver al lugar de los hechos,
except you may go one time with a law enforcement officer to collect any personal belongings you may have there.
solamente puede ir una vez escoltado con un agente policial para poder retirar sus pertenencias personales.
No contact with any of the witnesses nor any of your co-defendants.
No puede tener contacto con ninguno de los testigos y con ningún coacusado.
And everything else is on your paperwork. If you step to your left, they have your copy. Thank you.
Todo lo demás está en sus documentos, a su izquierda se los tienen. Gracias.
All right, if the interpreter could make a general call, please. I think that's everybody.
Yes, Your Honor. ¿Hay alguna persona que necesite español? Si requiere de ayuda en español, levante la mano, por favor.
Oh, we do. Do we have one? Wait.
You can't hear her out here.
Oh, ¿alguien más? You're just very faint. Okay, all right. It looks like we're good. Thank you so much, ma'am. Have a great day.
Thank you, Your Honor. I don't remember if I announced, but Maite Lopez, court interpreter.
Okay, thank you. It's been a bad day. All right, and great. Let's get Mr. Arispe up here. And Mr. Green, normally I don't take private counsel out of order unless it works. It works in your case. So when I can, I do. So go ahead. All right. Hello, sir. Let me have your full name and your date of birth, please.
Jody Arispe Jr., July 17, 2003.
Okay, and then the appearance of counsel, please.
Hey, good morning, Your Honor. Stephen Garcia on behalf of the state.
Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor. Lincoln Green on behalf of Mr. Arispe.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Arispe, you've been arrested on one allegation of unlawful use of a means of transportation as a passenger, which is a Class 6 felony. Before I go to conditions of bail or release, Mr. Green, did you want to be heard on probable cause?
Nothing at all.
All right, so Mr. Arispe, for purposes of this hearing only, I do find probable cause for this offense based on what the police have provided. Your lawyer can explain to you more about this, but that is not a terribly high standard, and it's not even your formal probable cause finding. It's just for purposes of this hearing. And counsel, it looks like your client would qualify for indigent counsel, but he's hired you. So let me, apologies, let me reprint to get the public defender off of this. Just to save them a little bit of work. All right, so I'm not appointing a lawyer for you, Mr. Arispe, because you have hired a lawyer or somebody's hired a lawyer on your behalf, okay? All right, I'm going to set your court dates in 1 second. Before I do that, I'm going to get recommendations on conditions of bail or release, and I'm not imagining the state has a lot to say about this, but if you do, Mr. Garcia, please go ahead.
Thank you. Your Honor, state's understanding is there's no criminal history. We'd leave it to Your Honor's discretion. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And Mr. Green, please go ahead.
I would just ask for an OR release, Judge. He has no criminal history whatsoever, no prior FTAs. He's lived in Arizona his entire life. He is an SMI client, so he's not working right now, but he is up to date on that medication management. Crime didn't involve a weapon, no danger to the community. I guess I could go on, but I would ask for an OR. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Mr. Arispe, I've considered what's been alleged against you, your lack of criminal history, and what both lawyers have said here in court today, and I am going to release you on your own recognizance. Also, even if you were found guilty of this, you are probation eligible, and we try not to lock people up pre-trial if they will just come to court and comply with conditions.
Yes, ma'am.
So, your court dates are going to be a status conference in 2 weeks. That's April 11th, 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court.
Sorry about that. Is that right there on Jefferson and Central? First Ave?
The address is on your paperwork, and your lawyer can give you ideas of where to park and things like that.
Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate it.
No problem. Your preliminary hearing will be April 15th at 8:30. You do have written conditions you must comply with. Those include no contact with the alleged victim, that's whoever owned the allegedly stolen car, no contact with your co-defendants, that means the other people in the car, and they're going to get the same order to the extent we see them here. Everything else is on your paperwork. I do want you to stay in touch with your case manager. I'm not going to reprint for that because it sounds like you are in good contact with your case manager. So just come to court and comply with those conditions, okay? All right. Anything else from the state?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Green?
Nothing at all.
All right. And do you want to keep using the room? You can. There's nobody else who needs it.
Just for a second.
Okay. Great. We're going to get you copies of that. And then, Mr. Garcia, if you want to be excused, I'll let you out before I call the next person in.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Thanks.
Do I exit?
No, stay with your lawyer. He's just going to have a quick chat with you so you're sure what you're doing when you come out. All right. And then after that, thank you, counsel. All right. Then let me have Mr. Trevino, Cristobal Trevino. Where are you, sir? Go ahead and come in. After Mr. Trevino, let's have Michael Hansen to the chair. Hello, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Christopher Trevino, born June 1968.
All right, thanks. Mr. Trevino, you're here on one new case and a probation hold. In your new case, you were arrested for possession of narcotic drugs for sale and selling narcotic drugs. Those are all Class 2 felonies. Conspiracy to do those things, that's a Class 2 felony. Selling drugs in a drug-free school zone, a Class 2 felony. Possession of drugs in a drug-free school zone, also a Class 2 felony. And 2 allegations of just simple possession of narcotic drugs. Those are Class 4 felonies. There is probable cause for all of those, and I am appointing a lawyer to represent you. I'm also appointing a lawyer in your probation case, because you're on probation for a Class 6
I'm on
felony.
probation for charge.
Yes, and the probation department will be filing a petition to revoke your probation, which is their policy, based on this new arrest. So you must also go to probation court, and you will have a lawyer to represent you in that case also. Your next court date is going to be the same for both cases. It is Thursday, April 3rd at 8:30 in the morning. That's this Thursday. That's a status conference in the new case and a revocation arraignment in the probation case. Then we are also scheduling a preliminary hearing in the new case only for April 7th at 8:30 in the morning. All of those dates will be on your paperwork. In the probation case, it is ordered that you are held without bail. You do not have bond today in your probation case. In the drug sales case, you do have a $10,000 secured appearance bond and written conditions, but you shouldn't try to post that bond if you're still stuck in jail on the probation case. Everything's on your paperwork, and you'll see your lawyer next Thursday. If you step to your left, the officer has your copies. Thank you, sir. Mr. Hanson. And then Mark Bogart, will you please go to the chair? Good morning, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Michael John Hansen, November 2nd, 1987.
Thank you, Mr. Hansen. You have been arrested on one allegation, making a terroristic threat. That is a Class 3 felony, and disorderly conduct, a Class 1 misdemeanor. There is probable cause for both of those crimes, and I am appointing a lawyer to represent you. You have 2 court dates coming up. The first is a status conference, April 3rd at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court, and your preliminary hearing will be April 7th at 8:30. All of that will be on your paperwork. In your case, the state recommended a $500,000 cash-only bail. I understand why they recommended it, but having considered the totality of what's been alleged against you, your lack of criminal history, and your service, I am setting bail in your case at $100,000 secured. Secured means you can use a bail bondsman to possibly post bail for less than the full amount. If you post it, you will be released on an ankle monitor with alcohol testing. You may not go to the scene of the alleged crime. You are prohibited from going to any Islamic house of worship, cultural center, or school campus, not any part of them. You are ordered to surrender all firearms in your possession, which means over which you exercise dominion and control. That means ones you're keeping at someone else's house. It means ones that you have in a safe deposit box. That is exercising dominion and control. You have to surrender them to a local police agency within 24 hours of release from jail and bring proof to your next court date. You may not have any drugs without a valid prescription. You may not consume any alcohol while the case is pending. No contact with any of the victims or witnesses at the location you were already accused of going to, which is the one on McDowell Road. Everything you need to know will be on your paperwork. If you step to your left, the officer has your copy of that.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Bogart? And then Aliyah Sangani, will you go to the chair? Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Mark Bogart, 32564.
All right, thank you. You're here on a new case. You were arrested for possession of a weapon by a prohibited person and possession of a prohibited weapon. Both of those are Class 4 felonies, and there is probable cause for both. Your next court date, I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date is a status conference this Thursday, April 3rd at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court, with a preliminary hearing April 7th at 8:30 in the same court. I'm following the state's recommendation. I'm not doing it as cash only. They recommended cash only. But I am setting bail in your case at $50,000 secured with ankle monitoring if you post it. The purpose of the ankle monitoring is to ensure that if you bond out, you are not living where this occurred. You may not have any contact with that witness. For purposes of these 2 charges, he is not a victim. He is a witness. He may yet become a victim in the case. Right now, he's a witness. But I still want you away from him based on these allegations. No weapons. Absolutely no weapons, no drugs, no alcohol. Everything you need to know is on your paperwork. If you step to your left, the officer is going to give you a copy.
Thank you.
There was another statement added number
37? Okay, thank you. Let me look at that real quick. Because the 2 that I saw... Okay, no, this is different. I think. Let's see. Sometimes the same one comes through twice from 2 different sources. No, it is. Okay. All right. Ms. Sangani, go ahead and come in. After that, Milton Mitchell. We go to the chair. Hello, ma'am. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Althea Sangani, May 31st, 1982.
All right, thank you. Here on a new case. You were arrested for 13 allegations of intimidating or threatening harassment by electronic communications. That's a Class 1 misdemeanor. 2 counts of transmitting obscene material to a minor. That's a Class 4 felony. And 1 count of transmitting obscene material to a minor listed as a Class 1 misdemeanor. The range of offenses appears to be from approximately July of 2024 to December of 2024. There is probable cause for all of those, and I am appointing a lawyer to represent you. Your status conference will be April 3rd at 8:30 in the morning. That is this Thursday at 8:30, with a preliminary hearing April 7th at 8:30. And the address for that will be on your paperwork. I believe the state's recommendation is appropriate in this case. That is a $10,000 bond with electronic ankle monitoring. You may not leave Maricopa County without the court's permission. You may have absolutely no contact with any of these alleged victims, not through third parties, not through social media. All of that counts as direct contact. It's very likely you are going to be also charged with stalking and crimes like that. This court believes there is strong evidence of this against you, and you need to take it very, very seriously. You're accused of felonies on multiple dates. What that means is you already, in this case, face the potential, I'm not telling you you're going to prison, you face the potential for mandatory prison. But we're a long way from the outcome of the case. People hear me say that, and then I hear later they say, she said I was going to prison. I'm not saying you're going to prison. What I'm saying is, you may picture yourself as, but I'm just a first offender. You're a first offender with enough pending against you that if you were to go to trial as currently alleged and lose on everything, yes, you are going to prison because of multiple offenses, multiple victims, and there are child victims. You face an enormous problem right now, ma'am, and I'm very concerned that you may lack the self-control not to harass these people while the case is pending. If you do it even one time, and you're booked in for aggravated harassment, you will be held without bond at this hearing. I put the code section in your paperwork. I think you have a master's degree. I think you can read the statute. Do the math. One text. You could be held no bond in this case. You don't contact them. You do not respond to contact from them. Tell me that you understand this.
I understand it.
All right. You honestly, ma'am, what's weighing against you is extremely serious. I am attempting, and I'm following the state's recommendation, not to increase your bond because some of the alleged victims are children. That increases the possibility of severe sentencing against you. It is critically important that you comply with release conditions. You are presumed innocent in this case. What I'm trying to do is make you take the release conditions with the utmost seriousness. Do not violate these release conditions. All right, everything's going to be on your paperwork. If you step to your left, they'll give you your copy. Thank you. Mr. Mitchell? And then Michael Goodall, we go to the chair. Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Milton Mitchell, February 14th, 1962.
Thank you. You're here on a new case. You were arrested for aggravated assault by serious physical injury. There is probable cause for that, and it is a Class 3 felony. I am appointing a lawyer to represent you in this case. Your next court date is a status conference, April 3rd at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court, with a preliminary hearing April 7th at 8:30 in the same court. Your bond in this case is $10,000. It is secured. If you post it, you will be on an ankle monitor to keep you honest about staying away from the alleged victim in the scene of the alleged crimes. You can do a civil standby with law enforcement to collect any belongings you may have, but you may not live there or go there otherwise while the case is pending. Absolutely no contact with the alleged victim or with the witness, who I believe is her mother. No weapons, no drugs, no alcohol. If you could serve as an order of protection or an order against harassment, you'll comply with that as well. Everything's going to be on your paperwork. If you step to your left, they will give you a copy. Thank you. Mr. Goodall, Michael Goodall, and then Raul Ramos. Will you please go to the chair?
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Mikael Rahim Goodall.
Okay, thanks.
2980.
January 29 of 80?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thanks. You're here on 5 things. One is an arrest warrant for a case that got charged from last year, and then 4 are probation holds that came along with it. In the newly charged case, you've been charged with dangerous and narcotic drug possession. Those are both Class 4 felonies. Also, drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony. The alleged offense date is July 25th of last year, and according to the warrant, this comes from the Mesa Police Department. You'll get a copy of the charges and police reports from your lawyer. I am appointing a lawyer for you in this case, and in all of your probation cases, because there will be petitions to revoke files. That's their policy, so you have to go to probation court as well in all 4 of your probation cases.
You know I just did that.
Yep, and so your revocation arraignment in each of those. So it looks like I can put them together. Status conference in the new case, revocation arraignment in the probation cases. It's going to be April 3rd, 8:30 in the morning. Preliminary hearing in the new case only April 7th at 8:30. And it occurred to me, are you serving time in one of your probation cases? Are you doing a reinstatement sentence?
That's what I just did. I thought all this got handled then.
I'm trying to figure out why you're in custody right now.
Yeah, so I just got did 3 months, and I was going to be getting out to an inpatient program to Crossroads. I mean, I know I have a drug problem, Your Honor. I mean,
hang on, sir. The more you talk, the more you just distract me from what you.
I apologize.
Okay, hold on. Listen. All right, I'm looking at your lawyer's motion for release. Let me see. Reach. Okay, see the reach out. He's requesting this on March 24th, just Crossroads. Okay, let me see. Because I missed this when I was preparing the very large docket.
I mean, I was really getting eager to get some help, to be honest with you. My sister's passed.
That kind of thing, I'm sorry, but people tell me things, and you've got so much criminal history. That doesn't sway me at all. But if you're slated to go to the rehab, then I would like for that to happen. But as far as saying, like, hey, I really am sincere, I hope so. But frankly, sir, it doesn't move the needle for me.
No, I understand.
Yeah. I don't have many heartstrings to pull at this point. All right, let's see. Jail sentence 20 days, projected release 410. I don't see, let me look and see. I'm trying to figure out if the court has ruled on your lawyer's motion. I see your lawyer moved for your release in those cases, and I just want to make sure I'm not going to accidentally release you in front of the court ruling on this. That you're supposed to stay until 410. So let me look at, I don't think you, so you know what I'm going to do though? I do want to reprint your order because all I'm going to do is give you what's called a placeholder bond. It's a small bond, and so I do want to reprint yours.
Is there any way I can get to pretrial service?
Not from me, sir. No.
I don't know nothing about it. I'm sorry.
No. And here's the thing, though, is I'm going to give you a court date on the 3rd, which is before the 10th. So, let's see. If your probation judge orders that you can be released before then, their order is going to come after mine in time, and you will be released. And so you know what I'm going to do is on the new one, I'm going to do $5. That way you're getting credit for time in custody on the new one. The other ones, they're going to go away if...
Everything is handled on the probation violation.
Yeah, defendant is pending release into probation sentence on 4/10/25 and an early release motion is pending before the judge. Okay. All right, so I'm just noting why, for the sheriff's office purposes, what I'm doing. All right. So this way, because I agree with you in that now that a case got charged from last summer, that doesn't move the needle for me. You just did 90 days. You can get out and deal with this case from last summer. I have no issue with you getting out on the new case because it was last summer, and you just did 90 days, and you should be set up to be compliant. In the meantime, though, you're not scheduled to be released until April 10th. I don't actually believe I have the authority to override that sentence. I don't, not here. No. Because this is a different petition.
Correct.
That was another petition. This would be a new petition. But this doesn't need to hold you up. This older case doesn't need to stop you being released whenever it is the probation judge wants to release you.
Then that's if they decide to reinstate you.
Yes, your lawyer filed a motion. No, they did reinstate you.
Right.
From what I saw, you just had to do the 90 days. Your lawyer filed an early release motion to say, please let him out early on the 24th, which was 4 days ago, so that he can go to reach out.
He did put that in. Okay.
He did. Okay. But they haven't ruled on it.
They what?
The judge has not ruled on it. The probation judge hasn't ordered it one direction or the other. I just
Could that have jump-started and put this hold on me?
No. The county attorney files their stuff when they choose to file their stuff, and they filed it really late in your case, and they just filed this. It triggers the automatic hold in the probation cases. So the county attorney did this. Your lawyer wouldn't have known that it was about to happen. And on yours, I'm just double-checking, right? The motion is pending in every case. It has just simply not been ruled on. And so, let me see if I can tell when it was filed.
And I definitely appreciate your leniency and understanding. I know my record doesn't look...
No, but I do agree with you. It's just you don't have to promise me how you really mean it this time, because I don't ever hear that. I hope people do, and I hope people succeed.
I just lost two of my sisters, and I'm now an only sibling, so things have got to change.
I'm not unsympathetic. It's just literally every person I ever see tells me that.
I can understand that.
But it looks like he only filed it on the 20th. He was asking for release on the 24th, so I say only. I mean, I wish the court had ruled on it. They have not. And today's the 28th. So I cannot and I will not attempt to override your probation judge's decision. I think it's a she, can rule on that herself. But if she does and she releases you, you'll need to put up $5 in the new case so that you can get out and go straight to reach out. Okay, so you have a $5 placeholder bond in every case. Your court date is the 3rd. So if nothing is ruled on by next Thursday, you're going to go over to court on Thursday, and then maybe you can get all of this sorted out on Thursday, which is still
minus this new charge.
Yeah, you have to be in front of a judge who is willing to take action in the case, and she may not be, but it's still only a $5 bond. So talk to your lawyer. You're going to have the same lawyer for everything. You're back in court. No, actually, it's both cases. The 3rd is both cases. I'm sorry, it's all 5. It's a new case and probation, April 3rd. So when you're in court, your lawyer can say, hey, you haven't ruled on that motion. Can we get him out of here? That's just a week early. But right now, your scheduled release date is still April 10. And that stands unless and until the probation judge grants that early release motion. But you're back in court in 6 days on the 3rd. And you could raise all of this then if nobody has ruled on that.
I'm sorry to waste your time, but this could also go haywire, and they could revoke my probation too, can't they?
They could, but in my long experience in this court, I don't see anybody yanking you out of the current plan because of a case that finally got charged from last summer. If it's drugs, if it was a victim case or a violent case, different story.
Yes.
But if it's just drugs and it's that old, I would personally be surprised. It's not up to me. The county attorney could say, that's it, we want to send you to prison, but I would still be surprised. Because it's a late charge case, you just did your 90 days, you're sobered up and ready to go have some rehab. I think most people, so anyway, I can't make you any promises.
No, of course. But
you can't say, she told me I was going to rinse it. I'm behaving as though this new one is going to get rolled right into what you're doing right now. That's my belief. If it was me, that's what I would do. So this is all good. So just go next week. In the meantime, it'll be a happy surprise if it gets ruled on, on Monday and you get released before then. But don't forget these court dates.
But don't I have to reach out on Monday? Don't I have to pay that bond?
Just the $5.
But how would I know?
The DOs are going to come and say.
No, because I won't know.
Well, you're right. You need to try to keep in touch with your lawyer so you know
I've been trying.
If you got early released. Because then you could post the $5. Just have them check every day. Just say, how much bond do I have? Check. Because if it goes from 5 times 5 is 20, no, it's actually 6, bad math, 5 times 5 is 25. If it drops from $25 to $5 to get out, then you know that got granted. You post the $5 and go.
So cool, okay.
So, if it were me, start asking the DOs on Monday. hey, what's my bond?
And you have to give me that last $5. I'm sorry, but you have to give me that last $5.
Well, if I don't, you're out of custody and your court date is the 11th. I am willing to do that. You will not get a day of credit for the new case.
That's fine.
Okay.
We're talking a week, right?
Yeah.
And so if it does get ruled, then I can...
I have to give you $1, but what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to OR you, and I'm going to put defendant OR at, so sorry about the amendment, at own request, because his release date in an unrelated probation case is 4/10/25. Okay, so that's just to explain to everybody down the road, like, why did you do that? So you understand you're not getting credit in the new case only, and you do not have a bond. You are OR'd in that case. That's going to move your court date to April 11th for the new case, April 15th for the new case for the prelim. All of that's going to be on your paperwork. So April 3rd is now only your probation case. So you're right. If the judge signs your early release order
within this week or next
they're
week,
going to come process you for release because I've now OR'd you in the new case.
And it put me into the program.
Presumably, if that's the whole plan, yes. And just don't lose track of your court dates, though, because if you go to reach out on Monday or Tuesday, you still got an April 3rd court date. So you need to be in touch with your lawyer or reach out, take me to court on April 3rd. You know, you're on the hook for all of these court dates. You can't just say, oh, they released me to reach out on the 2nd.
No.
I couldn't get there on the 3rd. Use the phone.
Okay.
Get to your lawyer. Don't miss your court dates, okay? Hopefully all this makes sense. It seems like you're following it, but I know.
I appreciate the knowledge that you give me, and I thank you for being understanding.
Yeah, no problem. And I do truly, genuinely wish you good luck in rehab, sir. I really do. I just don't want people to think that if you hit the right note, my heartstring will be pulled and I'll release you. That just doesn't work at all.
I wasn't expecting
I try to be practical, though. Practically speaking, I don't have a reason to hold you in the new case. I really don't.
Okay.
But you are stuck in officially until April 10th on your probation.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck, sir. If you take your paperwork, you'll be all sorted out.
Thank you very much.
Sure. Mr. Ramos, and then Michael Branke, we go to the chair. Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and date of birth, please?
San Antonio 202, Ro Ramos.
All right, sir. You're here on one new case and a probation warrant. No, it's a hold. Okay. In the new case, you got arrested for theft of a means of transportation. That's a class 3 felony, and there is probable cause for it. I am appointing a lawyer for you. I'm also appointing a lawyer in your probation case because you will be going to probation court for a revocation proceeding as well. The petition to revoke will be filed between now and your next court date, and you will get a copy from your lawyer. You're going to have the same next court date for both cases. It is April 3rd at 8 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court. Your preliminary hearing will be Monday, April 7th at 8:30. That is the new case only. In each of your two cases, your bond is $2,500 and it is secured. That's $5,000 total with written conditions that include absolutely no contact with the alleged victim, nor with any of your co-defendants, no weapons, no drugs, no alcohol. If you bond out, you must call your PO within 72 hours of release. We've got your paperwork for you if you step out to your left. Thank you. All right, then I need Mr. Brinke. After that, Johnny Cato, will you please go to the chair? Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Michael Anthony Brinke. December 17th, 1987.
December 17th?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. You're in a new case. You're arrested for possession of narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony, and drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony. I am appointing a lawyer for you, and you do have a status conference April 3rd at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court. Preliminary hearing April 7th at 8:30 in the same court. You have a $1,000 secured appearance bond in this case. You also have a DOC hold that's been placed here at the jail by your parole officer. So before you go trying to post bond, you may wait to see what goes on with your parole officer. If you do bond out, you must call your parole officer within 24 hours of release, although they will be given 24 hours to come and get you. That's the purpose of the hold. So, in any event, talk to your lawyer about all of that. Your bond is $1,000 secured, and you have your court date. If you step out to your left, you get a copy of that. Thank you. Mr. Cato, and then Carrie Crisafulli, will you please go to the chair? Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Johnny Cal, 32487.
Okay, thanks. You're here on a probation warrant. You're on probation for a Class 4 felony, and there was a petition to revoke your probation filed on May 7th of 2024. That petition alleges that you violated terms 3 and 5 of your probation. You get a copy of it from your lawyer, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date will be a revocation arraignment and possible disposition hearing on April 3rd at 8:30 in the morning. Your same court date for both. We set it as a possible disposition hearing in case you make a deal and it resolves that day. So that's all April 3rd, 8:30 in the morning. The address is on your paperwork. Your bond is $3,000. It is secured. If you bond out, comply with all of your conditions and call your PO within 72 hours. If you step to your left, you get a copy of that paperwork. Thank you. Ms. Crisafulli, and then Deidre Callejas, will you please go to the chair? Hello, ma'am. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Carrie Crisafulli, December 29th, 1971.
Okay, thanks. You're here on one new case and 2 probation warrants. In your new case, you were arrested for shoplifting as a Class 4 felony and drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony. There is probable cause for those, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. You were already in warrant status in both of your felony probation cases. Petitions to revoke your probation were filed on March 4th. They allege that you violated terms 3, 4, 5, and 15 of your intensive probation. You'll get copies of those petitions from your lawyer, and you will have the same lawyer for all 3 cases. You also have the same next court date for all 3 cases. It is April 3rd, this Thursday at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court. That'll be a status conference in the new case and a revocation arraignment in the probation cases. Then you also have a preliminary hearing in the new case only, April 7th at 8:30 in the morning. All right. In each of your 2 probation cases, your bond is $2,500 secured. In the new case, it is $50 secured to make you eligible for credit for time in custody. That is $5,050 total. If you bond out, comply with all of your conditions, and call your PO within 24 hours. Or no, I think you're on standard, 72 hours. No? You're on IPS, aren't you?
Yes.
I put 72 on your paperwork. Just so you know, it's 24 no matter what is on my paperwork. It's still 24. And so I just don't want to make them reprint it for that. But it's same phone number, 24 hours, if you bond out. If you step to your left, you get that paperwork. Thank you. All right, Ms. Callejas? And then Kyle Westenberger, will you go to the chair? Hello, ma'am. May I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Deidre Callejas, January 1603.
Okay, thanks. You're here on a new case. You were arrested for criminal trespass of a residential structure. It's a Class 6 felony, and there is probable cause for it. I am appointing a lawyer for you in this case and in your probation case. You were already in warrant status on your probation case. On March 4th of this year, a petition to revoke your felony probation was filed. It alleges that you violated terms 3, 5, and 15. You'll get a copy of it from your lawyer. I am appointing a lawyer for you in this case also. You have the same next court date for both cases. It is April 3rd, 8:30 in the morning. Your preliminary hearing in the new case only will be Monday, April 7th at 8:30. In the new case, your bond is $2,000 secured. In the felony probation case, it is $500 secured. So it's $2,500 total. If you bond out, comply with all of your conditions included. Do not go to the scene of the alleged crime in the new case. If you step to your left, the officer has your paperwork. Thank you. Mr. Westenberger, and then Roger Ethelbaugh, will you please go to the chair? Hello, sir. May I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Kyle Westenberger, 83188.
All right, thank you. Here on a new case, you were arrested for aggravated assault on a first responder. It is a Class 4 felony, and there is probable cause for it. I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date is a status conference, Thursday, April 3rd at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court, with a preliminary hearing April 7th at 8:30 in the same court. Your bond is $2,500. It is secured. If you bond out, be sure to comply with all of your written conditions, which include no going to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with the alleged victim or any witnesses, no weapons, no drugs, no alcohol. If you step to your left, the officer has your paperwork. Thank you. Mr. Esselbaugh, and then Michelle Rankin, will you go to the chair? Hello, sir. May I have your full name and your date of birth?
Good morning, Roger Ethelbaugh, Junior, 10-12-93.
Did you just say January or Junior?
Junior.
Junior. Okay, sorry. I thought that January and then you said 10. Okay. All right, sir, you got arrested on a warrant from Pine Top Lakeside Justice Court, where you've been charged with disorderly conduct, failure to appear, and assault. Those are all misdemeanors. The failure to appear is from February of 2024. The original charges are from November of 2023. The next court date is at Pine Top Lakeside Justice Court on April 2nd, which is this Wednesday at 8:30 in the morning. And your bond is $750 secured with written conditions. I'm affirming their bond. If you post it, do not miss your court date. If you don't post it, there'll be a lawyer there to help you on the bond issue only. If you're out of custody, do not go to the scene of the alleged crimes. No contact with any alleged victims or witnesses. No weapons, drugs, or alcohol. Obey any orders of protection or orders.
Yeah, I made it to my first court, but I ended up getting incarcerated for something else on a travel res. So that's the only reason why I couldn't make it to my second court.
All right. Well, if you can show that to them, they may make a different decision when you get there. But that's the order for now. If you don't bond out, then that county, I think it's Navajo County, is going to come get you from Maricopa.
So, like, when's that? When do you think they'll be coming in to expedite me?
Well, it's not actually extradition because that's state to state. County to county is not technically extradition. And sadly, it can be very slow. So all I can tell people is cross your fingers, talk to the DOs after court. I don't know if Navajo comes as often as, say, Pinal, but talk to the DOs after court. We always hope it's before your next court date, but I've been doing this too long to tell people that's a guarantee. County to county transfer can be slower than you would think. So cross your fingers. Thank you. Ms. Rankin? And then Blaine Frank, will you go to the chair? Hello, ma'am. Can I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Michelle Lynn Rankin, 7386.
Okay, thanks. You're on a warrant from Peoria City Court where you've been charged. Whoops, where did the charge go? Hold on a second. There's no charge on it. Oh, it's a write-in? Okay. All right, so the charge is, Oh, and that's a state statute. That's not even
That's a Peoria.
13-110, that's a Peoria one? Because I was thinking Title 13. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. All right, so you've been booked in on a Peoria warrant in a case in which you've been charged with violating the Peoria City Code. And it is prohibited conduct at a transit location, which is lying down at a transit location. A first-degree misdemeanor. The alleged offense date is November 28th of last year. All right, your next court date will be in the Peoria City Court, April 1 at 9 in the morning. That is this coming Tuesday, April 1. And I'm affirming their bond. It is $250 secured. And you'll have a lawyer there to help you with the bond issue only if you don't bond out. If you do bond out, then the lawyer will withdraw, because the only reason that you get a lawyer right now is because I'm affirming their bond. Everything's on your paperwork. If you step to your left, they have a copy for you. Thanks.
So, what day?
Tuesday. Today's the 28th, which is Friday. So this Tuesday. So 4 days from now.
4 days.
Step to your left, you get your paperwork. Good luck, man. Mr. Frank, Blaine Frank. And then Justin Haberlin, will you please go to the chair? I need Blaine Frank, please.
He's asleep.
Good morning, sir. May I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Blaine Allen Frank, 12/27/1977.
All right, thanks. You are here on a probation warrant. Looks like you're on probation for a Class 4 felony, and there was a petition to revoke your probation filed on March 12th. It alleges that you violated terms 3, 4, 5, 7, and 15 of your intensive probation. You'll get a copy of the petition from your lawyer, and I'm appointing a lawyer to represent you. Your next court date is a revocation, arraignment, and possible disposition hearing this Thursday, April 3rd at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown probation court. I'm affirming the bond that the probation judge gave you, which is $500 secured. If you bond out, comply with all of your written conditions, call your PO within 24 hours. You're on intensive probation. The phone number is going to be on your paperwork. Everything's on that paperwork. If you step to your left, I'll give you a copy. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good luck, sir. Mr. Haberlin? And then Gabriela Salazar, will you please go to the chair? Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Justin Haberland, 9/6/1983.
All right, thanks. You're here on a new case. You were booked in for 3 things. I found probable cause for 1 of them for purposes of this hearing only, and that is criminal damage, a Class 1 domestic violence misdemeanor. They also booked you for narcotics and drug paraphernalia, but for purposes of this hearing only, they didn't provide enough support for that allegation. So, It does not mean the charge is dismissed, but it means I'm not setting release conditions on those. I'm only setting release conditions on the misdemeanor. You can talk to your lawyer about how that works. I am appointing a lawyer for you. You still have to go to Superior Court because these felonies are still pending against you. You're just entitled to be released on this. So I'm treating this as just the misdemeanor.
Okay.
Talk to your lawyer about how that works. Your status conference will be April 11th, which is 2 weeks from today at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court. It's a preliminary hearing, April 15th at 8:30, same court. And I'm going to follow the recommendation to release you to pretrial services supervision. So you'll get an envelope with some instructions. It also has a bus pass, so don't lose it. And you're going to have to just call in, report in to them as they instruct you. So when you get out, you call the number in the envelope and you say, this is my name, and they'll say, okay, sir. They'll ask you a bunch of questions and then say, here's what we want you to do. You do what they say. They do make a report to the court about how you do or don't comply.
Okay.
All right. You do have domestic violence release conditions stuff. You're going to have to stay somewhere else. You're going to have to provide proof. Let me see. Have you been living there? Maybe you haven't. Have you been living at this location, the apartment?
For about 4 or 5, like 5-6 months.
Okay. I got to reprint his. I'm sorry. You know what? I think I missed that. So I'm going to put, you must find, you know what? I'm going to steal it off of somebody else's. It's just faster. This guy. All right, you'll get a civil standby, so you can go collect belongings with a cop, but you can't stay there while the case is pending, and you can't go there on your own. You got to bring the cop with you, and provide proof to pretrial services within 24 hours of where you're staying. Even if it changes night to night, they'll tell you how to call them and say, okay, tonight I'll be at this place.
Okay.
So they're supposed to keep track of you. No weapons, no drugs, no alcohol. If you get served with any order of protection or order against harassment, you have to comply with that as well. So just give us a chance to reprint this. It still takes several hours to be released. Try to be patient. We're going to put you in the pipeline after this. You should be released later today. Okay? All right, if you go ahead and have a seat, we'll send out that paperwork.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Ms. Salazar, and then Alexandria Johnson, please go to the chair. Hello, ma'am. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Gabriela Alejandra Salazar Pulido. March 23rd, 1980.
Okay, thanks. You're here on a new case. You were booked in on allegations of fraudulent schemes, a Class 2 felony, and organized retail theft, a Class 4 felony. There is probable cause for those, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. Your next court date is a status conference, April 11th, which is 2 weeks from today at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court, with a preliminary hearing, April 15 at 8:30 in the same court. Everything will be on your paperwork, and I'm going to release you on your own recognizance as well. I don't think you have any prior criminal history. So, same kind of release conditions as for your co-defendant. You can't go to the store except you could do a civil standby one time with a law enforcement officer if you have personal belongings there that you need to collect. If it's just a car or something, you could send a family member, but I never know in these employee cases if somebody has a locker there, if they have stuff that they need to get. Otherwise, don't have contact with the witnesses, which would be the other store employee witnesses. No contact with your co-defendants. Don't respond to them if they contact you first. Just stay away from them, and don't miss your court dates, okay? Everything's on your paperwork. As I told the last gentleman, it's very slow to be released. So try to be patient, but you should be out, we hope, maybe dinner time, okay? If you go to step to your left, they'll give that paperwork. Thank you. Good luck. Ms. Johnson, Alexandria Johnson. And then Shai Galvan, please go to the chair. Hello, ma'am. Can I have your full name and date of birth?
Alexandria Johnston, November 3rd, 2001.
Okay, thanks. You're here on a new case. You were arrested for possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, and criminal trespassing as a Class 6 felony. There is probable cause for those. And I messed it up. I am appointing a lawyer for you. So apologies. We got to reprint yours as well. But somebody was going very fast. All right. Let me double check your financial profile. But generally, in my experience, anybody who is accused of these offenses is very unlikely to be able to afford a lawyer. Okay. I am appointing a lawyer for you. We're going to reprint that so your paperwork says it, okay?
Okay.
All right. Your next court date is going to be a status conference, April 11th, which is 2 weeks from today at 8:30 in the morning, with a preliminary hearing April 15th at 8:30. It's all on your paperwork. You qualify for release on your own recognizance. You are ordered not to go to the scene of the alleged crime. Do you have any belongings there that you need to get?
No, ma'am. I just want to make sure that my dog isn't at that place. Because I didn't have my dog with me.
Okay, so I can let you do a civil standby if you can't find your dog and you want to look there. You want to do that? All right, sorry, one more time. Nope, sorry. Premature. Okay, sorry.
I was told he might.
Oh, wait a minute, I think it says that. Wait, does it say one civil standby? I may have already, 1 second. I think it does say that. I was thinking ahead that time.
Yes.
Yay, woohoo! Yes, I already gave you one. Good, good. So don't go there on your own. Bring an officer with you and just, basically you can stand there and they can say to the man, well, if you call the cops and tell them why you need it, they may just call them for you. Say, do you have a dog? And if they do, then you'll meet with the cop in advance and go over to get your dog. It's kind of unlikely that they do. Your dog may be at animal control, who knows? But you never know, right? People so probably depends on the dog, right? If it's a cute dog, they might still have it.
There's 2 pit bulls.
Oh, okay. All right, ma'am. Well, good luck in finding your dogs. Do not miss your court dates, okay?
Yes,
if you step to your left, you'll be all done.
Thank you.
Mr. Galvan? And then Jarek Ado, will you please go to the chair? Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and date of birth?
Shalomani Galwan, 03/31/1995.
Okay, thanks. You're in a new case. This is going to go out of the surprise city court. You got arrested for assault and disorderly conduct. Those are class 1 domestic violence misdemeanors. You don't financially qualify for a court-appointed lawyer. You have the right to hire one at your own expense or to just represent yourself. Your next court date is going to be in the surprise city court. It will be April 22nd, which is about 3 weeks from now. Yeah, 3 weeks from Tuesday, April 22nd, 1:30 in the afternoon. Okay. The address and surprise is on your paperwork. You qualify for release on your own recognizance. You don't have DV priors. You do have alcohol priors, and as I recall, alcohol may have played a role in this. So you're definitely ordered not to drink from the lips. You have to do a civil standby to collect belongings and bring proof of where you're staying to your next court date. No weapons, no drugs, no alcohol. If you get served with an order of protection, comply with that as well. Will you do those things and come to court?
Yes.
All right. And please keep in mind, I put the statute on your paperwork. If you violate no victim contact orders now, as of about 2 years ago, in any way that is probable cause for harassment, which I always tell people can be one text that says, I love you.
Yes.
If a court finds that was harassment, it's felony harassment, and you just went from misdemeanor to felony. So don't violate your release conditions. I know it can be difficult, especially as 3 weeks ticks by, but it's very important. Think long term, you need to comply with the release conditions. You just make things worse if you don't. You step to your left to get your paperwork, okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Mr. Otto? And then Mr. Martinez Contreras, if you go to the chair. Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
It's Jarek Ado, June 9th, 1994.
Okay, thanks. Mr. Ado, you're in a new case. You're arrested for threatening and intimidating with injury or property damage. It means threatening property damage or injury. That's a class 1 misdemeanor. There is probable cause for it. I'm not appointing a lawyer for you in this case because I am planning to release you. Now, I do notice it says you were arrested for causing criminal damage to property at one time. The police allege that you've had DUI and assault before, or maybe threatening and intimidating. So, and I get the criminal history, hold on a second. I get the criminal history from the police in these misdemeanor cases. I don't get it from pretrial, so sometimes it's a little spotty. I've decided to release you because when reading this, it's difficult. So, these kinds of cases are scary. What I'm trying to encourage you to do is absolutely comply with release conditions. Because right now I'm deciding that maybe even if you did this, you were just mad and you were just trying to scare them. You're presumed innocent, though. Sometimes, if we think that you're just mad and you might do something, you get a really big bond. Like there was a guy earlier on the counter who got $100,000 because he was threatening some really bad things, and there were some strong indicators that he might follow through on it. In yours, not necessarily. So what I'm trying to get you to understand is how it's going to look if you violate no victim contact orders while the case is pending. The next judge who sees you will decide, well, now there's an indication, and they might give you a pretty significant bond even on a misdemeanor. If I thought you were dangerous to these people, I would give you a bond. I'm hoping this whole experience is enough to make you realize that you just want to stay away from them. I'm ordering you to stay away from them. If you do anything, which could be sending one text saying thanks a lot, that's violating the no victim contact order. It's felony harassment, and you have gone from misdemeanor to felony in one go. So don't do it. It is not worth it. And I'm hopeful that that's enough to get you to just stay away from them, go to court as ordered. So, do you think so? Do you think it is? To stay away from them?
Yes, very easy.
Excellent.
It's very easy to do.
Good. And April 16th is your court date. That is a little over 2 weeks from now. April 16th at 1 p.m. I don't think you wouldn't have any property there that you need to collect, right? I don't think so.
No.
Okay. So, should be very easy for you to comply and show up for court, okay? So, I'm not appointing a lawyer because in this kind of case, the only way you could get a lawyer is on the bond issue if I gave you a bond, and I'm not giving you a bond. So, what you have is the right to hire a lawyer or just to go and represent yourself. So, everything you need to know is on your paperwork. You've had fair warning. If anything happens with these victims, the cops can see my release orders. They're going to arrest you for a more serious charge. So, just show up. Deal with your case, and that is all. Okay? All right. If you step 2 left, you get paperwork. Thank you. Mr. Martinez. And then Matthew Hanks. We go to the chair. Hello, sir. Can I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Wendy Martinez, Contreras, 6/12/99.
Okay. Thank you, sir. You are here on 2 cases. One is a new allegation, and one is an arrest warrant for an older case that has now been charged. I'm going to start with the new arrest from yesterday. You're accused of possessing narcotic drugs, a class 4 felony, and possessing those drugs as contraband in a jail facility, which is a class 2 felony. There is probable cause for those, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. I'm also appointing a lawyer in your older case because you've been charged in a criminal complaint with 1 count of unlawful use of a means of transportation as a class 5 felony back on June 14th of 2024. Looks like this comes out of the Tempe Police Department. But you get a copy of the charge and police reports from your lawyer. You should end up with the same lawyer for both cases. You have the same court dates for both cases. The first one is a status conference, April 11th at 8:30. That's 2 weeks from today in the downtown Superior Court. Preliminary hearing, April 15th at 8:30, same court. You qualify for release to pretrial services. That's what I'm ordering. The older case, you didn't miss any court dates. We tried to send you a summons. We didn't find you. We don't hold that against you. The new case is a drug case. The contraband issue is basically, to me, aggravated drug possession. So it doesn't move the needle for me. But you're going to report to pretrial. You're going to get an envelope. Do not lose it because you'll have to call them when you get out. Do not miss your court dates. Do not possess.
Your Honor, I have a question about June, about 2024 in Tempe. What was it exactly?
What was it?
Yeah.
It's unlawful use of a means of transportation. I don't know what the facts are because somebody else found probable cause when they issued the warrant, but it means controlling someone else's car without permission. It's not auto theft. Auto theft is a class 3. This is like temporary control of someone's car without permission. So talk to your lawyer about what the elements are, and you'll get police reports from your lawyer, and then you'll figure out exactly what you're being accused of, okay?
Okay.
All right, if you step to that, just don't miss your court date. No contact with whoever owns that car. If you know them and have been having contact with them, that has to stop today.
Okay.
All right, if you step to that.
It was April 15th and April 13th?
It was 11 and 15. 11, 15, it's all on your paperwork.
Thank
all
you.
right, good luck. All right, Mr. Hanks, Matthew Hanks. Hi, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth?
Matthew Hanks, July 15, 1987.
All right, thanks. Mr. Hanks, you're here on a new case. You were arrested for criminal speeding and driving on a suspended license. Those are misdemeanors. I'm not appointing a lawyer for you because I'm not giving you a bond. I'm going to release you. Your court date is in the Desert Ridge Justice Court. The address is on your paperwork, April 14th at 1:30 in the afternoon. Everything is on your paperwork, and the police do allege that you have some traffic priors, but it looks like a DUI. That's probably why you don't have a license. I'm releasing you, though, on your own recognizance. Looks like you live in Flagstaff. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're allowed to go to Flagstaff, be in Flagstaff, but you have to be down in court on the 14th of April, or there's going to be a warrant issued for your arrest. Don't drive to court.
Yes.
Get a ride. If that's not a great day for you or whatever, you need to call this court in advance. You could also call them and ask if you could appear remotely. They may let you. That's up to the Justice of the Peace, but you may want to call them in a week or so and say, could I possibly appear remotely? Okay? Good luck, sir. If you think you left, you get paid for it. All righty. That should conclude everybody, but I need to do my house calls, and then we will finish up. So, officers, I'm just going to give you one giant question. Who's got the... Okay. For Joseph De La Cruz, Jakia Harding, Alexander Michelle, Justin Wen, John Hart, and Abdul Sykes. Are they not physically present in court because each of them has been isolated by the sheriff's office from general population as a potential danger to themselves or others? Just a yes or no question.
Correct.
All right, that is an affirmative that I have from the sheriff's office. So as to each of those, I will conduct those initial appearances in person, in-house, immediately following this recording. And I will advise Mr. De La Cruz that on February 21 of this year, a failure to appear warrant was issued for him out of Pinal County. And his court date there, his arraignment hearing is going to be April 2nd at 8:30 in the morning. This is a felony warrant. He's been charged there with failing to appear in the first degree, theft of class 3 felony, and fraudulent use of a credit card, a class 5 felony. I am affirming their bond, which is $5,000 secured with written conditions I will go over with him, including no victim contact. Then Mr. De La Cruz, I'm just going to finish De La Cruz and then we'll do the last one. All right, because these ones I was so behind, I just went for it. All right, he's also here on a Maricopa County probation warrant issued March 17. The series on IPS in a stalking case, and looks like he's on IPS for that 5, 7, and 15. Let me just look at his Apex notes real quick. Okay. All right, the Apex notes gives this court very low confidence that he is going to comply with release conditions. So, in number 39 on the calendar, I find that there is a substantial likelihood Mr. De La Cruz is going to be revoked to prison in that case. And so, I am going to hold him without bail, and that's going to be in both of his IPS cases. So in 39 and 40, he will be held without bail pursuant to Arizona law. And he's a $5,000 bail in 38. All right, let's go ahead with Mr. Hearn, and then I'll finish up with those house calls. All right, sir. And we're clear, right, officer? We're clear? Okay. Hi, sir. Can I have your full name and your date of birth, please?
Jordan Thomas Hearn, 06-2905.
All right, thank you. You're here on a new case. You were arrested on 10 allegations of sexual exploitation of a minor. Each of those is a Class 2 felony. There is probable cause for all of them. I am appointing a lawyer for you in this case. Your next court date will be a status conference this Thursday, April 3rd at 8:30 in the morning. Your preliminary hearing will be April 7th at 8:30 in the same court, and that address is on your paperwork. Now, I have considered what's been alleged against you, which is fairly substantial even by the probable cause statements that the court normally gets for this type of case. It does reflect, this court believes, a long-standing and very significant sexual interest in young children that increases both the risk of flight to avoid conviction and the indications that you are at very high risk for eventually committing hands-on offenses against actual children. It does also reflect an extensive involvement in seeking and trading child pornography. As you will find out soon from your lawyer, child pornography penalties are extremely severe. And what somebody faces at trial for possessing single images, depending on how many a person is convicted of, at trial, they are mandatorily stacked, meaning they cannot run concurrently. And so you need to talk to your lawyer about this. But what you have been accused of carries a real potential of a multi-100-year sentence. And that is effectively a life sentence. And the court considers that in terms of whether or not a person might flee to avoid that potential outcome, even if they are actually innocent. And in this case, I note again, there is very ample evidence to suggest that you face a possibility of being convicted because you may have done these things. So the state has asked for a very serious bond in your case. I considered setting a lower bond, but then I also considered that you are not from Arizona. I know you go to school here, but the court does not consider that a route in Arizona, something that would hold you here in the face of what you could be looking at in terms of time. So weighing all of those, I am going to follow the state's recommendation in your case. and it is $250,000, and it is cash only. If you post it, the law requires that you be on an ankle monitor because you're accused of sexually motivated crime. So you have to be on an ankle monitor. The ankle monitor means that you cannot leave Maricopa County because we cannot supervise you outside of Maricopa County. So I'm ordering that you stay in county. You may have absolutely no contact with anyone under the age of 18. And you may only use the internet for activities that directly relate to work or school purposes. No weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription, no alcohol because you're underage and it does lead people to make bad decisions. If you know any of the alleged victims in those images, you may not have any contact with any of them. All right, everything is on your paperwork. As I said, I did appoint a lawyer for you, and the formal charges are going to get filed between now and your next court date. You'll receive a copy of those charges and police reports from your lawyer. You can go over those with your lawyer next week. Everything is on your paperwork. If you step to your left, the officer's going to give you...
I have a question. So you said when they stack, so it's like each one is separate?
Correct.
And then it just like...
Multiple images. So if you're convicted of possessing 50 of these images, it's very roughly 10 years per image. So talk to your lawyer about this. This is a very unique area of the law. And, there's the lawyers who are assigned to this at the public defender's office. They are very experienced in this type of case. They can give you a much better idea of what you could more realistically be facing. I'm talking about theoretical sentences.
Yeah.
Your lawyer's job is to assess what they have, what they're charging you with, what they think the range of outcomes would be. So that's who you need to speak with. And as I said, they don't give that to brand new public defenders. They give that to very experienced public defenders who've had this type of case, and they will be able to give you a much better idea of what you may be looking at. They will have spoken to the prosecutor, etc. So in any event, try to be patient. But I'm saying those things because I am setting a very high bond in your case for what I would call a hands-off offense. We call those hands-off offenses. But I believe it's justified on these facts, and the court believes that there is a huge flight risk involved in your case as well, and that you or people who care about you may have the means to assist you in fleeing the jurisdiction. And so, if they were to do that, it wouldn't be for cheap. And they are very likely listening. We're live streaming on the internet. They can absolutely be charged with felonies themselves for that. So, all right, everything you need to know is on your paperwork. Try to be patient and talk to your lawyer next week. Again, if you bond out, you go on the ankle monitor, you do not leave the county. And the prohibition against contact with minors may be problematic for you at school if there are underage freshmen there. Talk to pretrial about any concerns about that. I don't know what, if anything, the university may do with respect to allowing you to live on campus, etc. I don't know. So, but in this type of case, the court believes that it is very contrary to community safety interests to allow a person who is accused with this very great specificity of having any contact with children. All right, if you step to your left, you get a copy of your paperwork. Thank you. Okay, so Officer Jakia, I made my house call record. Sorry, I've just got too many balls in the air. All of my house call record was prior to the last defendant. So when I see Jakia Hardrick, born 4/14/2001, I'll advise her she got arrested for obstruction of justice by the refusal to provide a true name, and it's a Class 2 misdemeanor. Just a second. Okay. That's crazy. Oh. Okay, so actually, officer, do you have any notes about Ms. Hardrick's specific situation? She's one I would call on the bubble. I'm not really sure what to do.
Hardrick, she was mad.
Okay. Can you tell, was it with detention or was it with arrest?
I'm not sure, but all I know was from the notes that they put in the door card was that she was combative.
All right. Well, I'm going to try to release her. Let's see, 1 second. Previously arrested, failing to identify, obstructing justice. Huh. Well, to run away. All right, well, I'm worried about this one. Okay. Okay, so, all right, so I'm inclined to set a $250 secured bail in her case. Now make her court date the 2nd of April at 1 in the afternoon. I'm appointing a lawyer in the event she does not pose bail. I'll advise her what that means. Go over her release conditions with her. Alexander Michelle was hospitalized. So we are arranging to do that. Are we bumped that time already, or we might be able to just do it at 12:45 before I go back there? He's in the hospital, and so he's going to have a $25,000 secured appearance bond. I think the state's recommendation is appropriate in the new case, and based on these allegations and his probation case, he's also here on his Class 2 felony probation. The new case is possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, and there is probable cause for it. I'm appointing a lawyer for him and giving him a court date for both of April 3rd at 8:30. It's a status conference in the new case and a revocation arraignment in the probation case, and in the new case only, he's going to have a prelim. That's the weapons case. April 7th at 8:30. All right, then Justin Wentz, on a new case out of Goodyear, criminal trespass of residential yards, class of misdemeanor. I'm going to give him an arraignment hearing of April 16th at 1 in the afternoon. I did find probable cause. I'm not appointing a lawyer for him because I'm going to try to release him on his own recognizance with orders not to go back to that location, no contact with the alleged victim, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol. John Franklin Hart, born 8/13/89, started a new case. He got booked in for aggravated DUI by wrong way driving. Looks like he's in a safe cell for being combative. It's a Class 4 felony. I'm appointing a lawyer for him, giving him a status conference of April 3rd at 8:30 with a prelim of April 7th at 8:30. And I'm inclined to set bail because of his history of this offense conduct at $5,000 secured with pretrial services and alcohol monitoring. If he bonds out, he's to have no contact with the alleged victim in the collision, no weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and absolutely no driving. All right, Abdullah Sykes, born 11/18/87, here on a new case, a misdemeanor warrant, and a probation case. In the new case, he got booked in for third-degree burglary, Class 4 felony, criminal damage, Class 5 felony. There is probable cause for those, and I am appointing a lawyer. His next court date in this case will be a status conference, April 3rd at 8:30, with a preliminary hearing April 7th at 8:30, and I'm inclined to set bail in the amount of $5,000 secured with written conditions I'll go over with him, which including not returning to the scene of the alleged crime. He's on probation for a Class 3 felony, and the probation department will be filing a petition to revoke that, so I'll advise him what that means, and then I am appointing a lawyer for him. His next court date in probation court will be April 3rd at 8:30. That's a revocation arraignment and possible disposition hearing in the downtown probation court. Pursuant to Arizona law, I'm going to hold him without bail because I find there's a substantial probability that he will, that he will be revoked to prison in that case. All right, finally, he's here on a warrant from Youngtown City Court in a criminal trespass case. It's a Class 1 misdemeanor. I am appointing a lawyer for him and giving him an arraignment hearing date of April 3rd at 9 in the morning in the Youngtown City Court. I'm going to affirm their bond. It is $700 secured. Because I affirmed it, I am going to appoint a lawyer for him at the next hearing and give him written release conditions that include not going back to that location and no victim contact. All right, if anything changes after I see any of these defendants in house to conduct these initial appearances, I will supplement the record afterward. Yeah, and actually, we're going to do the medical one right now. Looks like we have one. Yeah, just 94. Okay, all right, we're going to do Mr. Alexander's case right now. Nicely timed. Yeah. Hi, it's Commissioner McLaughlin. Can you shut that door for me? It kills the echo. Thank you. We're gonna get rid of the echo. Give us 1 second.
Fine.
Okay, thank you, officer. All right, sir, are you Alexander Isaiah Michelle?
Yes, ma'am. This is Alexander speaking.
Thank you. And were you born June 26th of 2003?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thanks. I'm here to give you just a quick initial appearance, let you know what you've been arrested for and when your next court date is. So, in the new case, you were booked in for possession of a weapon by a prohibited person. It's a Class 4 felony. I did find probable cause for it, and I am appointing a lawyer for you. I'm also appointing a lawyer in your probation case. You're on probation for armed robbery, a Class 2 felony, and the probation department will be filing a petition to revoke your probation based on this new arrest. So you will have a lawyer in that case also. You have the same next court date for both cases. It is this Thursday, April 3rd at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Court. I'm also setting a preliminary hearing April 7th at 8:30 in the new case only. In the probation case, the court finds that there is a substantial likelihood you're going to get revoked to prison. And so you do not have bond today in your probation case. You can talk to your lawyer more about how that works. In the new case, you have a $25,000 secured appearance bond and written release condition. But you shouldn't even try to post that bond if you're still being held without bond in your probation case. But you'll see a lawyer for everything this Thursday at 8:30 in the morning. And the practice is supposed to be that the sheriff's office faxes over your release orders to you. I always hope that happens. I'm never sure if it does. So I will just sum up by saying, remember, your next court date is Thursday, April 3rd at 8:30. You're non-bondable in the probation case. You have a $25,000 bond in the new weapon case. Okay?
Okay, so you're saying I shouldn't even post for bail because I'm still going to be...
No bond in the probation. Yeah, you need to be sure you're going to get out on everything. So talk to your lawyer. If the probation judge gives you a bond, then you could post and get out. But you'll be in court on the 3rd, and you can talk about that with your lawyer.
Okay, so on Thursday is when I'll have to talk with the probation. And
correct. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right, good luck, sir. Take care. Bye-bye. Okay, so with that, I'll just note that on the other house calls, if anything changes, I'm going to update my written order only. It's not my intention to supplement this recording, and so we're going to stand in recess until 2 p.m. this afternoon.